serious. All right. So we are live. Okay. So welcome everybody. Dimitri, welcome,
Good
welcome. I
morning.
hope I'm pronouncing it well. Yes. Good morning. Again, let's show everybody. Let me take down this photograph so that we can all see our coffee. Let's take a Adeshawa, if you can take a screen grab.
Yes,
Let's
do you have yours?
see. Yes. So great. All right. So we have people already that have joined us live. So welcome everyone. I hope you have your coffee with you because it's going to be an amazing chat right here. So, but before we get started, we're just going to like to hear from everyone. You can put in the chat where you're joining us from. Like I see, we already have people on, so you can just put in the chat where you're joining us from and your name. It would be so good, so good to have you here. All right, so we're still in the midst of getting started, but before we get right into it, we have on, you can, I believe everyone can see on the screen, spotting problems before they become problems. So I'll ask Dimitri, when I told you about this topic, why did you decide? Or in fact, I think I gave you a list of topics, if I remember correctly. Yes, and you chose this one. Yeah, but
the list of topic was pretty impressive, to be honest. Yeah, like it was a full page, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, that's that's about me, and I guess that's about the nature of things too. I'm always looking for missing details, and these missing details, they tend to ruin literally everything. And I have a rule in my life. If I feel that if everything fails, I cannot say, well, who could know? Then I shouldn't do that. So I'm always watching out for some minor issues, for some minor risks, then can lead to a fail. So I find this topic really important.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. So just in case, we have people on here that don't know us, right? So it's still a chat. So just in a fun way, just introduce ourselves. I'm Faith. TFA is for short. I prefer TFA. TFA is like the Faith Alfred, right? It's like a brand name. Something.
I wanted to ask you what that means. Thank you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course I am. Like TFA sounds cool.
Yeah, I just really love it. So the Faith Alfred, so okay. So when you see TFA, just know that kind of everything I represent kind of thing. So I'm a project manager and a project management trainer. I was telling someone recently that I think I've tilted more into training. I think I enjoy the training part of it, much more, right? And what else about me? Well, I help other people too. I train other people, and I'm also a personal development coach. That's something about me that maybe people don't know, and I'll be so interested to know something about Dimitri that people don't know. So I'm a personal development coach. I love sport. Dimitri, I used to be in the football team while I was in school.
In what? Yes. Football team?
Yes.
No way, really? Football team?
Yeah.
Whoa, like regular football, yeah?
Yes, football, cycling, bicycle as well, competition and all of that. Yes.
So you're into sports?
Well, yes, I love sports, but as I grew, how do I get it now? That was at the beginning in school, but towards the end, I got engaged in other activities that, so I couldn't go into sports. So that's why right now you might not see me post about sport or do sports. But every avenue I have to do sports, I'm always in. Count me in.
Do you do running?
Yes, I run as well. But it's been a while.
What? Like every day or every week?
No. Like right now, I don't. That's what I'm saying. That I just kind of I've gotten busy with other activities that it's that kind of just your inner child desires. I also drum sets. So things like
you are gifted. Wow,
Thank
I can't
you.
play
Thank
any
you.
musical instruments, literally nothing, nothing. But
Oh Lord.
I guess you can't run now. I mean, it's summer. How hot is it in Nigeria?
Well, I would say it's normal because usually there are times where it's usually hotter than this. So it's not
Okay,
so hot. It's just kind of
okay.
like normal. In fact, rain falls. I think rain still fell some days ago. So rain comes, go. We're still in rainy season, kind of. So it's not so hot. But there are sometimes it
What's
can
not
be
hot for
terribly
you?
hot.
What's not hot? How not hot? Like 38, 32.
So I'll be very sincere. I don't follow the degree, like the degree.
Okay, that's a
Yes. So
statement. So you
so
don't
it's
really
more of
care. Bravo, bravo. Okay.
so it's a matter of, is it too hot? Are we sweating? Are we having to sweat even when there's, maybe the fan and all of that? That's when it's too hot. But right now, everything is still chilled. So yes, let's meet you too. So what do we not know about you? Aside the project, of course, you want to start from the project management side, of course. Let's meet you too. We have people already
Oh,
on.
all right, I love playing chess. I play chess every day. As a kid, I used to play chess
Wow.
professionally, but I quit too early. So I can't unfortunately say that, hey, I'm a grossmaster. No, that's not true. But that gave me an amazing hobby. So I just need to pick my phone, go on chess.com or whatever. And my passion is always with me. That's amazing. What else? I love reading
Wow.
books. Actually, I wrote a book.
Hmm.
Me and my wife, we published a book in April
Yeah.
on project management. It's called Keep It Simple, Managing Projects with P3 Express Method. But I love reading books too. Like non-fiction books, fiction books. Of course, I love reading fiction books more than non-fiction.
Mm.
Generally, they're better written. Uh, but nonfiction nowadays is cool too, pretty often. So yesterday I went to bed really late because I couldn't stop
Whoa.
reading a book on TEDx preparation. I'm getting ready to
TEDx.
TEDx.
Okay.
TEDx. Yeah, I'm giving a talk
Mm.
again on P3 Express on TEDx in October, and I'm preparing. And this book, thank you. This book is so cool. It's really rich with examples, and the language is it's like spoken language, but a little bit enhanced, so you enjoy it. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm going to TEDx here in Belgrade. I live in Belgrade, and it's damn hot here now. Yesterday
Uh-huh.
Yesterday it was yesterday for the last 2 weeks it has been 38 degrees by Celsius every day, and at night it was 30 degrees. That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, for me
Wow.
that's a lot. I mean, you do sweat when it's 38, but not for long because then you are dry. And what else? I have three cats. We don't have kids, but we
Ooh.
have three cats. All of them are adopted cats. So they used to be stray cats
Aw.
before we met. They're super cool. One of them has three legs. One of the cats is from Russia. The other one is Turkish, and the third one, our youngest, she's from Montenegro. And
Hmm.
the last fact, which is not about project management, is I love learning languages. And well, I left Russia 5 years ago, so I speak some Turkish, like basic Turkish. I can explain myself. Yes, I've been to a Turkish restaurant, and
Wow.
I didn't switch to English or Turkish only.
Hmm.
But I speak a little bit. Well, I don't speak a little bit. I speak pretty decent Serbian, not project management Serbian maybe, but I go to theaters. I enjoy small talks. I can read books, and now I'm learning Esperanto. It's an
Whoa.
artificial language, yeah, which was designed to become a lingua franco, to unite
Hmm.
us instead of dividing us, to help make a better world with people who have equal opportunities. Unfortunately, it didn't become lingua franca, but it's cool. I really recommend everyone learning Esperanto. It has very simple grammar, and it's beautiful.
Wow. Wow, 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 interesting. I have a question though about
Yeah.
your cats. So, did you like take them from those different countries, or they originated from those countries and you got it in your own country because you were saying they were from different countries.
I got. We adopted one cat during COVID in Moscow. Her name is Alice. We took her with us to Turkey, but in Turkey we made a new friend. His name is Gece. Uh, when we met, he was a kitten. Actually, he was raised by his father, which is pretty
Well,
uncommon. Yeah, yeah. So he was always wandering around with his dad, and his dad was like alpha cat, that type of cats who makes everyone scared, including humans, dogs. And after 9 months of our friendship, we adopted Getche. He's super cool. He's my bro. And then we went to Serbia with the two of them.
well,
And yeah, one cat is great to have one cat. Two cats, at least for us, it was a nightmare because they didn't get along well. My cat, my Russian cat, she's from Moscow. So if there are any Russians here, hey, Russians, fellow Russians, if you are here, say
say
hi on
hello.
YouTube. Yeah, I'm checking. So she's from Moscow. That means she's a little bit snobbish, just like me. So she did like that guy, like who's that peasant, and he was stronger. So it created a lot of problems. But when we went to Montenegro and we found that cat lying under a car, her diaphragm torn, she was dying. We took her to a hospital. They literally saved her. They sewed her inside, and she had her legs broken. And it was terrible. So
Wow.
finally, they brought her back to life. And after a couple of months, because it really took a long time, we brought her to Serbia. So now we have three cats, and having three cats is way better than having two cats, because when there are
Well,
three of them, it's a kind of dysfunctional family. Dysfunctional, but still a family. I mean, they can do on their own. They can manage. They have fun. They love us. So they spend a lot of time with us. But even without us, they are not bored. They have their own community. That's it. Do you
nice.
have pets, cats, dogs?
No, no, no. I didn't grow up being familiar with them, so I just like to let them stay. So,
Okay, I
but
see.
interesting, yeah, yeah. But interesting, I got to see about some cats recently, and I'm how life is that trying to like play along, So I'm not in the dark or I'm not the weird one. So, but not a big, not that kind of thing. All right, okay. So yes, we can get to the topic definitely. We wanted to also make sure that
Mm-hmm.
we have more people on. So, this topic is one that is very interesting because a lot of people find it challenging to spot problems before they become problems, right? So first off, we at the earlier stage we already asked Dimitri why he wanted to talk about this problem, and which he already shared. So, but let's start with this: spotting the warning signs. What do these early signs actually look like when we're talking about problems now? What do these warning signs actually look like in real life? Is it usually something obvious, or are they something really small? I'll allow Dimitri to start first, and I'll also put the question in the chat so that other people can see as well. So when we're talking about early signs, okay, try and spot early signs early enough. How do you spot these early signs? And is it something usually obvious or something like really small?
Well, I have anxiety, like diagnosed anxiety, and I started taking pills last year. But before that, it always felt like something's gonna go wrong. Like you always know that everything will go wrong. So it was pretty easy. I just knew everything will go wrong, and I was checking for everything. Now I'm way more relaxed, but there are some signs which make me maybe not anxious now, but which make me stop and say, wait, wait, wait. Uh, when I ask someone about the, I don't know, status, about progress, about issues. What doesn't matter really. What's the questions? The question might be like, what's the weather? And someone is giving me an answer, but after listening to that answer, I feel that my question was not answered. Do you know that feeling?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
someone gave you like a whole paragraph explaining, I don't know, the weather, the current situation with investors, telling you how great was the last week for the project, but you haven't heard that teeny piece of information like what's with that dog. And then I know we're in deep trouble. That's how it starts normally.
Mm, mm, So how do you then like still address the issue without making them feel, will I say bad? You know, when you already know that okay, this person has not answered my question. So do you on the spot continue digging, or you just let it lie and come again?
Oh, actually, I feel really nervous when someone withholds something from me and doesn't give me an answer. So maybe it's not the best strategy, but I always get the answer first. Like, I need to know what they are holding. Yeah. So first get the answer, and then we see. I'm trying to use some bit of humor to make it less scary, but yeah, I need the answer, and then pretty often it's really something minor. It's probably a minor issue they encountered, a minor risk, but you have to address it really quick before it grows like a snowball, yeah, and becomes a huge problem.
Mm, okay. Thank you so much. Well,
Like,
for
let me
me,
give me an example. Like, there might be
sure.
a bit of misunderstanding with the customer. Like, we asked them, but they didn't reply, and that's why we didn't address this minor bug. But then, if you somehow miss it, yeah, if you like let it flow and they don't reply, and then by the time you have to hand over the product, you realize that it doesn't have the full functionality the customer paid for, and of course the customer is not happy. And if someone tells them that it's your fault you didn't reply to an email or a message, that won't be an excuse, right? So they'll be pretty right, being unhappy and not willing to pay. So in that situation, of course, this really minor issue leads uh, to negotiations you'd prefer to avoid while handing over the product. So yeah, such small things they become a snowball.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, I totally agree with the example you gave at first. You know, when people are not like direct, I think that's how I would like to describe it. When they don't come up front and they are beating around the bush, you then know that okay, something is definitely off. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how about a situation, you know, thinking about it now, where you notice something early and you thought it's nothing, that is, you just shoved it off and say maybe it's nothing serious, right? Only for you to come back and see that it has become a bigger problem. Has there been like a scenario before? Or what would you do if you're in that scenario, if you've not like even had such scenario before?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I have like two answers. Both of them
Okay.
are honest. Uh, well, of course not. Of course not. I'm a good project manager. I've never encountered such situation. And I'm anxious, as I said. So if I smell something's wrong, I dig into it and we mention. That's one question. The other question, of course, I've been to a lot of situations when something is wrong. I mean, it became wrong. Uh, so what can I say? Do you know there is a superhero called Captain Hindsight?
Not familiar.
That's like a superhero which can explain everything.
Okay.
And it's a
Okay.
bias, that's cognitive bias, hindsight bias. We can easily explain everything in the past. Like, school children, they have to explain why World War One began. Like if anyone knew World War One would begin, everyone would be better prepared. I don't know, they would flee to China, but they didn't know. I mean, I read the books with newspaper articles, letters from that time. People didn't know that it will start like tomorrow, right? But school children have to know, because 700 years ago they can explain it. So I can explain why any of my projects failed or became successful, because it was in the past. I can explain that's cognitive bias. That's not my superpower. So if I answer you today, of course I always knew that something's wrong. Yeah, and of course I could explain it, but at the moment, most likely I just somehow let it go. Maybe I didn't notice it. Maybe I noticed it, but yeah, we'll be fine. So. Mhm. So I guess if projects are failing, and they're failing most of the time, I mean, what according to Beyond Flipberg, what it's 0.5 projects which come in time, on budgets, and deliver the expected benefits. So like the rest 99.5, what went wrong with them? Like, didn't the project management feel anything? Do I have so better intuition that all of them? No, I don't. So
Okay.
I guess there were many times when I missed everything.
Okay. Thank
But
you so
sometimes
much
I
for
felt.
sharing. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just really thinking about it because you mentioned something, you called it, I think, cognitive knowledge or something like that, right? So how about for like some other project managers that don't, I don't want to say don't have that, or are not like, I don't know, I'm looking for the right way to put it. Do you understand? Where you said you kind of like just kind of know that, okay, something's off. So, but what about a situation whereby you can't tell? Because I mean, there are so many project managers here. I'm sure they want to know this. That's why they join, right? So, those early signs, and how can they develop that cognitive ability to always know? I think I will start. I'll say something on that, and I'll now pass the mic to you, Dimitri. Right? Maybe what I'll just say is, which I think every project manager should know this, like attention to detail. I feel like anybody who naturally has attention to details, right, would be able to spot things early. Oh, you see that something is supposed to go in a linear direction, just as an example, or something is supposed to happen in this sequence, in this frequency, and the person is not showing up as he is supposed to. Something like that. So let me give you an instance so that it is more practical. So when I came on a particular project, when I came on board, I noticed the team where they were not used to sharing updates. Okay, let me just say this like that. They were not used to sharing updates. So when I came on board as the PM, anytime they come, they will say when doing a stand-up meeting or something like that, everybody share your updates. Everybody just says no updates from my end, no updates from my end. I was shocked because I'm like, what's going on? So everybody kept saying that the first call, the second call, and I knew that no, something before. I mean, nobody might be spotting this now, but I kind of like just felt like this is going to lead to something, a bigger problem later on, right? And I introduced like a culture, maybe I'll call it a culture, so to say, whereby nobody's allowed to say nothing from my end when you're supposed to give a project update. I mean, why would you say nothing from your end? It's not like you're not working on something. You're definitely working on something. You have something given to you. So why do you say nothing from your end? Even though what you're giving is not complete yet. it's still an update, right? It's still a report to be said. So I was able to fix that and kind of like solve, like I said, the bigger problem that would have emerged if that was not like fixed ahead. So yeah, I'll pass the mic to you to know what you like to share with like other project managers and how they can easily spot things or have that cognitive ability.
Even cognitive ability to spot problems not in the past, but before they happen.
Yeah.
Danny Kahneman in his book Think Fast and Slow, he gives that example when the firefighters arrive. That's a real life example, and it's way graver than our project management examples. Firefighters arrived
Okay.
on the spot, and they went to the kitchen, and everything was fine there. But then the team lead said, like, run, and they ran, and then the floor fell because there was a fire in the basement. And when he was questioned, like, dude, why did you do that? Well, you saved everybody, but how? How did you know? So I don't know. I don't. It just felt off. But then after they kept asking him the right questions, apparently he felt the heat.
Oh.
And everything was fine. There was no fire in the room, but he felt the heat. So he knew his brain, realized that we have to run real fast because heat should be downwards. But his brain didn't have enough time to process it into a full phrase like, Mr. Smith, apparently the temperature is way higher than it should be, so there is fire beneath us. We have to evacuate the team. The brain didn't have that much time, so he just felt off. He felt danger, and he ran. With project managers, it's a bit different. I mean, we can't pretend that we are on the front here. But what's the tricky situation? You're sitting in the war room and you're negotiating with your customer or with your boss, and you have to answer real fast. It's not exactly the same as being in the room with fire, right? So normally we have an option to say, let me think of it, right? I'll come back with an answer tomorrow. I need to analyze this data with my team. I'll talk to the sponsor and go back to you. Normally we have that option. So probably it's not about the ability. Like, to train this ability, you need experience, you need to reflect, right? And you need to study. You need to study a lot. Like, read books, take courses, find a good mentor, and then you'll be fine, right? There is no magic here. You just work hard, you study hard, and you work better. But you need to have this habit and this superpower to say wait. It's your advantage, yeah? You're not a firefighter. You have this advantage. You can say wait a bit. If you use it, if you learn how to use it, then you're way better. Then you'll have time to realize that something is off, to find out what exactly is off, and to see what action you take. Actually, it's what P3 Express recommends you. Like, if you come into an issue, a risk, or anything, don't try to save the world on the scene. Write it down. Write it down first.
Yeah, write it down first. Write it down first. I agree. Is it in the follow-up register? Yes. Issues, risk, and stuff like that. Yes. I agree with you. And I particularly like what you said about the ability to pause and say, let me think about it. Right. It would save you a whole lot. So when you're feeling like something is off, feel free to pause and say, let me think about it. Okay. All right. Okay. Before we go to our next question, in the form, we asked people to share the challenges they are currently facing, what the biggest challenges they faced when it comes to spotting a problem early in a project. So I just want to read out some things that people had said were their challenges, and maybe we could just touch on it briefly. Some people had said they have challenges with dealing with toxic people, right? Dealing with toxic people. I know that when you're working with toxic people, there might be that pressure. You're smiling. There might be that pressure to first of all, the environment is already toxic. So you don't even have that patience, that to spot what might be wrong. Again, I'm just trying to analyze what the person might be thinking when the person wrote this, dealing with toxic people. But let me just ask generally, right? When it comes to spotting problems and a challenge of dealing with toxic people, what would your take be on that? So that whoever that dropped that would have something to take back.
About toxic people.
And toxic environment.
I had a talk, like, well, it was a big talk, like 400 people in the room, how to deal with the hornets in your team. I came with a metaphor, toxic people are hornets. Hornets, like hornets hunting bees, which bring honey, which are pretty nice. Yep, it's a problem. How can you deal with it? It depends. It depends on your role in the organization, and it depends on the organization itself. I mean, part of the solution is on your side. Find a good therapist, psychotherapist, right? And probably they'll help you realize that you shouldn't care about what other people think about you, what other people say, what other people do. It's their problems, not yours. That helps, but that's only part of the problem. Why should you work in the toxic environment? That's what a good therapist will ask you most likely. I mean, do really? I'm addressing those who feel overwhelmed with this problem. Yeah, do really have to work in this company? There are situations when you do, maybe, right? Like your profession is not something digital, and your profession is somehow really local. You can't change the place you live, and this place is, I don't know, a small village, and there is only one company hiring, and you have to work there. Then yes. But if you have a profession like project management manager, you're working in a big city, and you're not project manager on I don't know, in a mining company, and so you can you're a project manager in IT. You can work remotely, you can work in different places, you can move and just change your company. Most often that's the best solution. I know it's not easy. It doesn't sound easy.
Yeah, doesn't sound easy.
Yeah, but I mean, are looking for a silver bullet, or are looking for some words like to calm you down and bring you faith? Well, I mean to bring you faith. Some words to bring you tranquility. Yeah. Or are looking for a solution? If you're looking for a solution, then sometimes the decision might be tough. Yeah. I mean, if corporate culture is toxic, if C-suite of the company is toxic, if HR is toxic and they're hiring toxic people, like, what can you do about it? As a project manager, nothing. Yeah. So you either suffer every day if you accept it, or you move. The world is a big place. There are different. Some of them are better. Some of them are worse for you. So.
Okay. Just like you rightly said.
Sorry, guys.
You see, I'm also taking a deep breath. Just like you rightly said that it doesn't sound easy, right? It doesn't sound easy because a lot of people find themselves in situations where they can't help, and maybe for some reasons they can't leave. But I agree with you that the best thing is to leave because I've been in that situation before, and I just had to leave. I had to
Same
leave. I knew.
here.
Mhm. I knew that if I didn't leave, it was going to affect me. So I just had to leave. It was difficult though, but I had to leave. Right? There's a
I mean, okay, going back to that
scenario.
toxic team. Going back
Okay.
to the toxic team situation, the
Mm-hmm.
example I gave in my talk, like I was working in a team which was really nice, and my boss we became good friends, but he had a deputy, and the deputy was ruining it all. She did her best, like to create misunderstandings between team members, to she was like a spider making some intrigues, and she uh, mispresented our team in the company, so it hurt our boss's reputation, and she ruined the morale in the team. And I asked the boss, dude, you have to fire her because she's ruining your team. And he said, you don't get it. She's my hornet. She makes everybody active, everybody make everybody work. I said, no, dude, I'm like not as experienced as you are. I'm not a biologist, but like hornet doesn't sound good to me. So finally he fired her, but it was too late. It was too late because half of the team left, and she made to set up the boss, so he was fired soon after that too. So sometimes if you are not in charge in the position so that you
Yeah.
can pay for the team building activities, pay for the psychotherapy for your employees, if you can hire new people and fire people, so it's either you fire the hornet or if you leave yourself. It's okay to leave. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Somebody in the chat shared a book about talking
Mm-hmm.
to crazy, how to deal with irrational, impossible people in your impossible people in your life. It's helping in situation where you are forced to work in a toxic environment. So thank you so much for sharing and share that on the screen because I feel
Yeah,
other
thank you.
people find that helpful too.
Thank you, mate.
Yes, thank
Спасибо.
you for sharing. Okay. So I mean, I think that kind of as also like as there's another person that brought up a challenge that said, how about working with people that I think they are different situations though. This one says working with somebody that doesn't give their best or working with people that don't give their best. We're still talking about sporting problems because if you
Mhm.
see somebody early enough and you see like from the start, this person is not giving his or her best. What do you? I think you said something about firing. Do you fire the person? Is that the solution? Is that the best way to solve that problem, or is that the best way to fix it before it becomes a problem? Working with people who don't give their best can be very funny. What do you have to say on that?
What if people don't give their best?
Yes, working with people that don't give their best.
Working with people that don't give their best. I mean, the first question is
Yes.
why? Why aren't they giving their best?
True.
I mean,
True.
said about firing doesn't mean that you have to keep walking in the corridors of your company like you fired, you fired, you fired. That's work, of course. Um, why are people toxic? Why not they are not doing their best? If you have an option like to solve the situation, I mean, there might be multiple reasons why people are not doing their best. Sometimes they are not doing their best because uh, they are not skilled enough. You have to invest some money to teach them. I mean, in my company, PM Club, we pay for our team's education. They just tell us, hey, I'm not good at web design. I need a course. I say, okay, fine, the course will pay. Sometimes it might be even some education which is not directly connected to what they're doing. Like a guy, he asked us to buy a course on making poems, something like that. He was our editor. Okay, it's fine. It's fine with us. If you believe it helps, and if it helps feel you better, at least it's a good motivation for you. Why not? Well, so so we have step number one is why they're not doing their best. Like one option, they're not skilled enough. Other option, they simply do not know that they should do better. I mean, we all have different standards, right? So would you say not doing their best in such company is just enough? In some companies, it's enough. In big corporations where there are thousands of employees, right? Like doing their functions, and especially if it is a monopoly, and no one really cares about efficiency because the board directors of directors is somewhere there high in the sky. If you compare it to a startup with 10 people, well, in a startup, normally you have to work harder, and definition of best is really higher. So sometimes people just don't get it. They don't realize that your expectations are higher than they are used to. So sometimes you have to give them definition of done, right? Definition of good job, definition of good attitude. It doesn't mean they're bad people. There is no such thing as good people, bad people. It's a generalization. So you have to explain then what you expect from them. You have to make your expectations clear. And I've been with that situations too, where I was really unhappy with our employee, and we had that conversation and said, hey, look, I expect from you this, and this. Just the best now. So these are two major things. Then there may be some obstacles that prevent your team from doing their best. Maybe you don't know that, but other project managers somehow asking them for help all the time, or someone is not doing their job right, and your team members cannot do their part right. Okay, just find the why. Sometimes you know that 5 why technique. To be honest, I've never been to the 5th why. Normally 2 why is enough. 3 why is extra level. Like 4 why is what? 4 why is top of the top. 5 why, I don't know. I guess if someone gets to the 5 why, we find externally way to go to Mars. 5th why is
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. Okay. So this one, I'm particularly interested in this question because, by the way, we can start putting our questions in the chat. I see we already have one question on YouTube. We'll get on it before we wrap up. Thank you for sharing. So I'm particularly interested in this question because I'm a very curious person. Let me share it. I'm a very curious person, right? So there's just always that balance between how are you sure you're not overdoing things? Have you been ever held back because you were not sure if you're overthinking? So maybe we've talked about finding problems and knowing these problems early enough and stuff. But how about when you're like, should I raise it up? Should I escalate it now? Or am I just overthinking it? Right. So have you been in a situation like that? If not, what do you think? What would you like to say to maybe project managers that sometimes are in that situation? They are always held back that, okay, let me not talk about it. I actually have been in situations like that, to be honest, where I'm like, I think I should raise this up. But another part of me is like, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe it's not that serious. Maybe I'm just the one overthinking it. So I don't know what you would like to say about that.
May I go back to the chat because there is an amazing comment. Sometimes people doing toxic things don't understand it's toxic. They don't do it with good, and they're doing it with good intentions, but don't understand they're ruining the work. Like the boss thinks crunch helps with motivation, etc. Yeah. Thank you so much for adding this to the conversation. Yeah. By the way, what's your name? That's what I was talking later about why. Yeah, sometimes your expectations, their expectations, you understand, their understanding is different. We all come from different backgrounds, so sometimes from different cultural backgrounds, which make things even harder. Yeah, and like the way we Russians give feedback is considered toxic in most cultures. The way we write emails is toxic. We never start emails with "I hope you this letter finds you well. I hope you has a good weekend." I don't care. Just tell me just tell me if the job is done. No, I can control myself. I can add this sentence, but to be honest, yeah, I want to know if the job is done. And that's considered toxic in most environments. So if someone at the beginning of our relationship communications explains that you find something toxic, we'll be grateful. We don't want to hurt no one. We just don't. Sometimes people don't know better. So, mate, I completely. Please write your name. I don't want to call you mate all the time. I completely agree with you. Yeah, that's a great add-on to our conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Felt bad because I wasn't sure if I was overthinking it. I'm constantly overthinking, and that's why I support the idea of four eyes, like four eyes in programming and four eyes in project management too. It's supported by peer review concepts and activities in P3 Express, right? When in other projects checks if you're doing well, if you haven't missed the steps, if your docs are fine, and so on. So I believe in talking to people, and I believe in the second pair of eyes because, yep, I'm overthinking. I know. So what? If I knew I was overthinking for sure, it would be easier. But I don't know. I'm doing business with my wife that makes things a little bit easier. She can say, "Man, dude, stop."
Okay. All right then. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Let's see this question. Uh, Now, do you think experience makes you better at spotting these things, or does it sometimes make you more likely to
Oh,
assume
that's
you've
such a
seen it all before?
provocative question. That's such a provocative question. You know, I'm like we all are getting older, right? So I'm in the position that I can tell like fresh graduates like, hey, trust me, yeah. So actually, it will benefit me if people believe that experience helps. But But there was some research which showed that the more experienced, the most reputable doctors, they make more stupid mistakes and sometimes dangerous. They're doctors that fresh graduates never make because fresh graduates they yep because they know that they don't know. You see, they don't want to make that mistake.
That's true.
Uh, and after like 40 years in the industry, you have it in the guts, right? You know that gut feeling, yeah. Uh, so you don't follow the protocol. You depend too much on your intuition. You miss your colleagues' input, yeah, because you know better. Obviously, you have experience, so that makes the things balancing. On the one hand, you have more experience, which is a good thing, right? You have all the data here. You've been into that situation. That really helps a lot. But on the other hand, you have this feeling that you know better and that you can skip the protocol. Uh, yeah. So if you can control the latter, then your experience make you better at spotting these things. But if you start dwelling on your experience, well, sorry for you then.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to go in that direction, but I'm so happy you did. Right? You kind of like flipped it backward, saying the fact that your experience makes it more likely for you sort of to spot problems. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I see a question in the chat. Let me just bring it up. Somebody had asked, okay, what if the project is near launch and you sense something is wrong, but your team already has given the project to the client?
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
I'm sorry for you. uh, well, I mean, if you can run, if you can still run the tests, run the tests. Uh, like, okay, do everything you can do to avoid your product going live. That's the best you can do. So if you fail during the handover, it's bad, but it's way better than if your product fails when the customer starts using it, and I mean the end users get access to the product, and then your customer won't be happy because they lose money or they lose reputation. So run more tests. Like suggest that you run a demo instead of just passing the product to the customer. Uh, like make the customer more engaged into taking over the product. That's what you can do.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. I hope you find that helpful for the person that asked in the chat. Thank you for asking that. Thank you for asking that, and thank you for answering. Dimitri. Thank you so much. Okay. So as we begin to wrap up, looking back at all the projects you've worked on, what's one thing you wish you had learned to pay attention to much earlier? I mean, I will open this question to everybody too in the chat. Feel free to drop your response to join the conversation on this particular topic as well. Right. On all the projects you've worked on, what's one thing you wish you had learned to pay attention earlier to? I'm also thinking, do you want to go first, Dimitri?
No, you go first.
Okay. Well, what's one thing I wish I'd paid attention to much earlier? I would say, well, I think I've always been doing it though, so I'll just share for knowledge sake, to help somebody else. I think it's investment in the people you're working with.
Mm.
Investing in the people you're working with, yes. So I know somebody might be wondering how is this related to fixing problems and stuff like that, right? But I'd noticed that when you, as a project manager, when you show a lot of interest in the person, or let me not say person, like in the team, in your team members, in your team, like the way you communicate with them, there's this respect. You don't just talk down on them, and you let them know that you are interested in their growth, right? Whereby their opportunities, and you share with them. You're just on the lookout for them to get better. That's one thing, one small thing. If you to put another category of question, that I know that if project managers pay attention to, it will help them. Because one thing I've noticed, especially in some set of maybe among some continent or country, is that they feel like, oh, I'm the boss. And if you remember, Dimitri, Pete Express talked about project managers not seeing themselves as the boss, right? But as project leaders. So P3 Express is, by the way, in case you have not heard of P3 Express before, you can type out P3 Express online. You will see that's the website, P3.express. You'll see more information on P3 Express. It's a practical approach and a lightweight approach to managing project. Okay, so P3 Express will say, as a project manager, don't see yourself as don't see yourself as boss, because when people see themselves as like a boss, they tend to want to boss people around, other people around. I'm not saying you shouldn't lead, right? P3 Express will also say like the key characteristics of a project manager, facilitation, problem solving, and I think coordination right? So, but in the midst of all of that, you're still making sure you're interested in their growth. Let them know that you're interested in them becoming a better person, a better editor, just like Dimitri shared, shared about his team members, right? I know that that goes a long way to help. What do you
Mm.
think? Does that make sense to you, Dimitri? Let me
Yeah,
hear.
it makes sense to me. Yeah. Well, talking about P3 Express, there is activity, post-project activity cycle. When you're working with benefits, you measure benefits and you think what you can do to maximize them, and that's one thing I could pay more attention to. I've been working on my own for like some time, yeah. So the last projects I did was projects for my company. My company is product-led company, so the thing I could pay more attention to is maximizing benefits. Yeah, that could help a lot. Like, yeah. Again, the scale of the project. This is often underestimated. That certain things go sideways later. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, going back, probably I could also pay more attention to my gut. I wanted to put that example somewhere, but I didn't. Like, I remember it's both about career choices and project management. I was invited to lead a program, and in a different company, and I agreed because it was a very ambitious program, and all money was good and the team was amazing, yeah. But when I asked about the budget and they said money is not a problem, yeah, no, it's not a good sign, yeah. And I know it too, but I wanted to believe it so much. I wanted to believe it so badly, so I said, yeah, I mean, so sometimes trusting your gut is essential. It's not even trusting your gut. I mean, it's trusting the textbook, right? If you hear that money is not a problem, something is real or wrong. It can't be true. I'd like to add something to the idea that the PM isn't the boss. I view the PM as the ship's quartermaster. Whoa, man, that's a beautiful metaphor. That's beautiful. Thank you. They aren't the captain and don't set the
Yeah.
course. Yet a great deal depends on them. Well, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your own, mate?
What
It's
did you
really.
say? Okay.
What's your name? What's your name, mate? I really love what you add into our conversation. Maybe Faith would love to invite you to the next one. What's your name?
Yes, you can share that. You can share that on YouTube. Yes, as we wrap up. Yes, as we wrap up. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I mean, it has been an amazing section so far. I'm going to be sharing Dimitri's details so that you can connect with him, show you how to connect with him. You can connect with him on LinkedIn. By the way, Dimitri, I don't know if you would like to share how we can get your book. Dimitri is a book author and he has sold 3,000 hard copies sold and counting plus, right? And counting, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to share how we can get your book, how people on the live section can get your book. If maybe you want to share maybe the link or something,
Oh, so if you
or
have
if
Russians, if you know Russians, that you can buy it on like any major platform like Yannick's Books, Ozone, Litres, whatever. If you are speaking Yoruba, then you have Faith to ask Faith to translate it to Yoruba.
yes,
And
I
I
know.
hope that other will come soon. Really, like we're working on it. We're negotiating with the publishers all over the world to make it happen sooner.
Yeah. All right, then makes sense. Makes so much sense. I'm so happy to have you on this chat today. I really
Like,
appreciate your time. Yes, and I really hope it was helpful for everybody listening. I know a lot of people registered, but they said, they couldn't be live. So it's going to be helpful for them, the what's it called now? The recording and the replay as well. So yes, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we end the call? Anything else from your end?
well, guys, there are two buttons that you need now. One of them is subscribe to the channel, and the other is like. Don't forget to use those buttons.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Enjoying
Yes.
this cup of coffee. I'm sure you enjoyed yours. And
Yeah.
yeah, see you soon. See you soon.
Yes. See you soon.
Okay,
So yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Bye-bye.
cheers. Bye.
Bye.